What is going on, guys? I have a crazy race for you guys today, but I also have a crazy showcase. And today we're going to be showcasing this 1987 Nissan GT-SR HR31. Now that was a mouthful, but we got it done. It may have taken me like 4 times, but I did it. The R31 often doesn't get the love it deserves, having been outshined by its famous successor, a car you all might have heard of before, the Nissan R32 GTR. But what many don't know is that the R31 played a crucial role in the R32 GTR's legendary success. That's why we're diving deep into the R31 today, and it's not just about the car, we're also spotlighting the legendary driver who mastered both the R31 and R32, Jim Richards.
Richards with the only non-Sierra. Jim, a 2 minutes 20.09, quicker than the 2 Sierras. You must be pleased with that.
Well, I suppose I was hoping for a bit quicker than that, but the track is a little bit dusty. And
Richards made history with Nissan, winning his 3rd Australian Touring Car Championship in 1990, driving the Nissan Skyline HR31 GT-SR. There, I did it again. Alright, so with that being said, jumping into the specs here, we have a 2-liter inline-6 turbo engine pushing out 280 horsepower, 227 foot-pounds of torque, and weighing in at just under 2,500 pounds with a very close near 50-50 weight distribution. Now, Forza ranks this thing with a 3.1 speed, 4.7 handling, 3.1 acceleration, and a 4.7 braking. Now, this is ranked that way because we are running FV Lunatic Levi's Lobby Grip / Excel Tune. So check that out if you are interested in trying this car out for yourself. So let's jump right into race 1. Alright, what is going on, guys? We are in that 1987 Nissan GT-S. We did not qualify for this, as I like to start from the back to get some content for you guys. So starting off in 14th place, main goal right now is to just survive turn 1. I have not been good at surviving turn 1 in the last couple of races, so I'm going to be very cautious as I lock up the front brakes and get a big hit from behind as everyone gets sideways for some reason, and I end up making contact with this Mercedes here, but I get on the brakes to avoid pit maneuvering him, as if you watch the Aston Martin here, he just sends it right up the inside. And yeah, so we just take a late apex and do the switcheroo on him, but he comes back for revenge. And yeah, I don't know what that was about, but if you look ahead, the Dodge here coming back on the track, right onto the racing line. So just take a right turn into the grass and go around him as we hit the back corner here. Gonna brake pretty late and use up those brakes that this thing has. This thing has insane brakes on it, as the Dodge takes a little bit of a sniff on the right hand side there, but it is pretty narrow through here, so challenging to pass. As I tuck in behind the Ferrari, the Dodge does go around us on the left hand side. He's just super fast in a straight line and handles just enough to hold us off. The Ferrari getting a touch of grass, so we'll move on the inside of him and get the move done. And we'll head on to the front straight again, tucking in behind the Dodge, trying to get as much draft as we can, as I'm sure he has more top end speed than us. But honestly, I am really enjoying this car. The front end is very pointy, very darty, and the rear end feels very light. It almost feels like a front wheel drive front engine car, and it's awesome. It is. It really is awesome, and the brakes are insane on it. But you see we get a little bit of oversteer coming out of the corner there as we head into turns 2 and 3. I'm just trying to close the gap in on the Dodge ahead. And yeah, just really trying to focus, maximize our exits here and close in on this guy, as he is very fast. If someone goes off ahead, and they go off by quite a bit. All right, jumping a couple corners ahead here. A little bit of oversteer as we come back around to the front straight, as I see the S2000 and the Dodge going side by side, and that is going to be perfect for me if they make a mistake going into turn 1. So we're kind of just going to sit back and watch the show, but they end up taking about a football field width apart from each other into turn 1, as I think the S2000 tries to do a crossover, but he is just too slow coming out of the corner and the Dodge gets ahead. So now we're going to try and close in on the S2000, and as you can see, under braking, we take that corner shallow, but we still close the gap because the brakes on this thing are nuts. As we take a late apex through there, trying to get a good run through these S's. And the S2000 gonna take a little bit more grass than I'm sure they would have liked, so they get a bad run coming into the back corner. As we're gonna tuck in behind him and have a dive up the inside and actually pressure him enough to brake late and concede the inside. So he's actually gonna shove us off here because that's what you do in a racing situation, and loses all his momentum and causes me to hit the brakes and lock up the front. So I also lose momentum. So really, we both lost out there, lost out on time to third. So now I have to make up a little bit of time and try and tuck in behind him back onto the front straight. Back onto the front straight, got a good run out of the final corner. So we're gonna go side by side into turn 1. And if you notice, most of the people around us have half a second penalty, so that's gonna come in handy later. As we move into turn 1, I can actually brake pretty late as there's no traffic in front of me. Don't have to worry about a crossover or anything from the S2000. And trying to get a good exit out of turn 1 and coming into turn 2 and 3. Again, taking this corner more shallow than I would like. It's something that I'm noticing in the replay as I'm watching this and commentating. But it is what it is, I guess. I didn't really notice it much during the race, but I'm gonna remember it next time. As the S2000, I don't know what happens. I heard him, and then he was right there, and now he's a second behind. So I don't know if he got a lot of oversteer or what, but something happened. Coming into the back corner, the blue Dodge in front gets a little bit late on the brakes and ruins that entry for him. So we gain about 8/10 on him. So he's only 1.2 ahead. And the curb grabbing us a little bit. So moving in on the Dodge, closing that gap almost by half a second under braking there. And I'm going to tuck in behind on the front straight again, trying to get that draft and make a move onto the first corner, trying to secure the podium. Doritos are yum. That is quite the name. I would agree with that. As we make a nasty move for the inside. A nasty move for the inside. And we lock up the brakes, and he secures the switchover. As I try and secure the switchover back on him, but we don't do it as he blocks it off. So, gonna have to make up some ground after we lost about 8/10 of a second on him in turn 1. As he lags really bad right there. That spooks me quite a bit, I'm not gonna lie. Don't take a late apex there, so we're gonna get a bad run through the S's, but so does he, so we're catching up to him very slowly. And as you'll see here shortly, I'm going to make the biggest mistake probably of my life, and that is to lock up the brakes as I go for a dive, and the car just doesn't turn, just understeers right off the track. Mind you, I was so mad about this that I went back and watched this exact replay of me going through that corner other times, and I took that corner faster the last 3 times than I just did then, but for some reason I just got mass amounts of understeer and went right off. So end up losing out on 3rd place there, and being an idiot that I am, I go pushing way too hard, collect an off track, and the curb sends me flying through the air, and I yeet myself off of the track into the grass, losing out on about 15 positions, and we're going to finish in 6th place rather than 3rd. So as you can see, I was pretty mad, and yeah, that concludes that. So overall, started in 14th, finished in 6th, should have finished 3rd, but I'm just bad. So if you guys like the video, like it, subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys want to see in the future, and I will see you guys in the next one.